It happened on a humid training ground along the Atlantic coast, inside a secure compound few civilians will ever see. The sun had dipped low, casting long shadows across the sandpits where America's most elite warriors trained. Among them was a woman few understood. She was small compared to the men around her, quiet, unassuming. Her name was Petty Officer Elena Cruz, a graduate of the brutal selection course run by the United States Navy's most secretive force. She wore no arrogance on her shoulders, only calm. The others didn't know her story. They hadn't seen the years she spent earning her place among the few who could wear the trident of the United States Navy SEALs. They only saw a woman sitting alone during a break, eyes closed, back against a wooden post, resting, or so they thought. Across the yard stood Chief Randall Voss, a broad-shouldered instructor with a voice like gravel and a reputation for breaking spirits. He believed pressure revealed truth. He also believed quietly that some people did not belong. When he noticed Elena with her eyes shut, he smirked. "Sleeping on duty?" he barked loudly enough for the platoon to hear. A few chuckles followed. He gestured toward her. "Guess we know who won't last on a real op." The laughter grew. And if you value stories where skill defeats arrogance, where dignity answers insult, make sure you subscribe now, because what happened next became legend. Elena did not open her eyes. Chief Voss stepped closer. "On your feet," he snapped. No movement. He nudged her boot with his own, harder this time. A few recruits laughed openly now. Someone whispered, "She's out cold." That was the mistake, because Elena Cruz was not asleep. She was listening. She had cataloged every footstep, measured every breath, counted the seconds between the chief's commands. She knew the exact distance between them without ever lifting her head. When Voss reached down to grab her shoulder, it happened.
In less than a heartbeat, her hand shot up, locking his wrist. There was a sharp crack of joint pressure, the unmistakable thud of boots losing balance, and a rush of sand as his body hit the ground. The laughter froze into silence. Chief Voss lay pinned, face inches from the sand, Elena's knee controlling his shoulder, her other hand applying precise leverage. Not rage, not panic, just control. The entire exchange took one move. One. The yard fell silent except for the ocean wind. She released him instantly and stepped back, posture straight, eyes calm. "I wasn't sleeping, Chief," she said quietly. "I was aware." No one moved. Voss pushed himself up slowly, brushing sand from his uniform. His face burned, not from pain, but from realization. He had been taken down in front of his own trainees, cleanly, efficiently, without warning. The recruits stared at Elena as if seeing her for the first time. There is a particular kind of silence that follows humiliation. It is heavy, educational. Voss opened his mouth, perhaps to shout, perhaps to reclaim authority, but another voice cut through the air. "That will be enough." Commander Harris had been observing from the platform above, a veteran with silver at his temples and eyes that missed nothing. He descended the steps slowly, boots crunching against the sand. He looked first at Voss. "Chief," he said evenly, "what did you just learn?" Voss swallowed. His pride fought for words. "Situational awareness, sir." Harris nodded once. Then he turned to Elena. "And you, Petty Officer?" She stood at attention. "Respect goes both ways, sir." Harris allowed the faintest smile. "Correct." He faced the platoon. "You will remember this," he said, voice carrying across the yard. "Skill does not announce itself. It does not brag. It does not need to laugh. It simply waits." No one laughed now.
In that moment, something shifted. Not just for Voss, but for every recruit who had joined in the mockery. They had witnessed the difference between noise and mastery. After dismissal, Voss approached Elena privately. His stride was slower now. "You could have embarrassed me worse," he admitted. Elena met his gaze calmly. "That wasn't the objective, Chief." He studied her for a long second, then gave a short nod. "Understood." From that day forward, the tone of the yard changed. Not softer, but sharper, more focused. The teasing stopped. The respect grew.
Months later, when Elena deployed with her unit, stories of the sleeping seal traveled quietly through the teams. It became an unofficial lesson passed to every new class. They told it like this: a chief laughed, a warrior listened, and the sand remembered. Years passed. Elena completed missions few will ever hear about. Hostage recoveries, maritime interdictions, silent entries before dawn. She earned commendations she never spoke of. But among the teams, what endured was not a medal. It was that single movement. Recruits would sit during breaks, eyes closed, breathing steady. And someone would whisper, "Don't mistake calm for weakness." The story became part of the culture, a reminder that the quietest person in the room might be the most prepared. Chief Voss eventually became one of the strongest advocates for discipline without disrespect. He would tell new instructors, test them, push them, but never assume. As for Elena, when a young trainee once asked her why she didn't react to the laughter sooner, she gave an answer that would echo through the halls for years. Because control, she said, is choosing the exact moment to move. And that is the lesson history leaves us. Arrogance makes noise, skill makes impact, mockery is loud, mastery is silent. In a world that often celebrates volume over virtue, remember the woman who appeared to be sleeping and ended it in one move. If this story reminded you that respect and discipline still matter, share it with someone who needs that reminder. Comment below with one word that defines true strength. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more powerful stories from Tales of Courage.